So this is my friend Brian. He used to be a contractor, but he is now a full-time handyman, and he just loves helping. He's got a great heart. It's been fun to get to know you. We've spent quite a few hours together.
It was good.
Putting together some videos and things. So his business card is on your tables. So if you find yourself needing some help with a project around home, give him a call. If he can't help you, he will connect you with somebody who can.
Absolutely.
Or I can. So as we go through, Brian and I took some time and we recorded a bunch of videos.
We're
kind of
highly
covering
trained professionals.
We are.
Yeah.
I just finished building a house. We're on the tail end of it. And the bank actually told me that I have a degree now in general contracting.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm just going to add that to my resume and see what happens. But we're going to walk through some videos.
Some drywall.
Holes. What do we do? I'm going to zoom in here so we can see.
We have a couple holes that need to be patched. So I have a product called Dry Decks. It goes on pink and it dries clear. So it's kind of, you find the holes that you want and kind of just go over them. Press them in a little bit and go over it. Now this stuff does wipe away fairly easy. And this stuff, once it's dry, you're going to want to go over it again. So 2 applications take a lot longer to dry.
So you're using a putty knife.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't have a putty knife?
So you could just use your finger and just put it into the hole and smear it flat. Now, you could get away with 1 coat, but once the first coat dries, it's going to sink into the hole. And then you're going to want to apply a second coat to it just to finish it off. That way, when you paint over it, it doesn't look like an indent.
Now, these holes were a result of someone hanging something that wasn't anchored properly.
Correct. When you drill a hole or put stuff into sheetrock, you might have a stud either on the side of the outlet or next to the door. There's usually a couple 2x4s. Couple 2x4s, 3 inches thick. Sometimes there could be a triple in there, so there could be a lot of wood on the sides. But if it's another area where you don't know where the studs are, or maybe somebody doesn't know how to find the stud, what do you think about the anchors? So we got a couple anchors here. These anchors come with most products that you want to put into your wall. This is another anchor that you could use, and you kind of just pound these into the wall. If you don't have any wood to attach your shelving or stuff into, just pound this into the wall, and then there's some little spikes on the back that will catch into the sheetrock, and you just turn the screw or the screw in, and there's wings on the back that kind of expand and then lock onto the back of the sheetrock.
So that one's your preferred. Show us that plastic one.
This one works. And this is a plastic one that you would just drill 3/16 inch hole or somewhere near that. Put it in, put your screw in, and it will serve the purpose and it will work. They make sheetrock anchors that are not only metal, but they're also plastic, and they have a coarser thread that you just take that and you pound it in, take a screwdriver, turn it in, and that works as well also.
So if you're hanging a bigger picture or a mirror,
and they make different sizes of these based on what you want to hang. You know, the poundage, they got poundage ratings and all that stuff. So just get one that works according to whatever you're going to put on the wall, so it doesn't fall off and hit your family and all that.
So, question, how do you
Mhm.
find a stud? How do you know? So they make the tool.
The stud finder.
Beep, beep. Yep.
Yep.
But what if you don't have one of those?
Or you
Pound
can
nails in until you find it?
Yeah. Then you got to fill all those holes in, right? Probably not a great idea, but it could work.
I would never have
If
done
you knock
that.
on the wall, you can kind of hear a harder spot when you get to the stud. And when you're in between the studs, it's more hollow.
Right.
So just keep knocking.
Okay.
If you don't have a stud finder.
Okay.
They make stud finders that have magnets on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find the sheetrock screw.
Right. And I think those are relatively inexpensive and
Mhm.
probably cheaper than fixing all the holes, maybe. Okay. So one of the questions, actually, we had a single mom ask us to put this in here. So towel bars.
So we talked about sheetrock anchors and anchors for wood and stuff. And this anchor here is attached to the cabinetry. And most often, I shouldn't say most often, sometimes this little screw will get loose when the towel bar becomes wobbly and such. So sometimes a standard head screwdriver will fit in there, sometimes a Phillips, but most often than not, we have Allen wrenches. So just grab your wrench if you have one.
Is there anything that works if you don't have an Allen wrench?
Yeah, a small Phillips screwdriver works pretty good to get into all those grooves that an Allen wrench would have. You just get in there and find one that fits. And sometimes the Allen wrench that you have doesn't work because it's metric or something. But there you go. So you just find one that fits and just tighten it up a little bit.
And no more wobbly towel bar.
Right?
Good to know.
Good to know. I feel like, the kids, they like to pull hard on them. So, okay, moving through GFI. What does it stand for?
Ground fault interrupter.
A GFI electrical outlet, and in the newer homes, these are codes in in bathrooms and in your kitchens. In the day and age where we plug crock pots in, phones, curling irons, coffee makers, and we load them up, they have a tendency to pop. So it might not be on a GFI outlet like this. It may just be on a normal outlet that is in your kitchen and or bathrooms, bedrooms. But if you plug it in and you don't have power and you may hear it click like that, it's because your GFI tripped. If you plug a bunch of stuff in and it doesn't work, go find the GFI in your house. Sometimes in your kitchens. Usually they're in your kitchens. Bathrooms will definitely have some. And when it turns red like that, I mean it has tripped, and you just push the button in and you should be good to go. Now these do go bad, just with everything else, it goes bad. So you can buy a new one and or replace it, or call someone up and they can replace it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that you could have an outlet in this space and it would trip the
Attached to another
GFI
space.
like somewhere else. So I
Yeah.
learned something.
Usually the bathrooms, they have dedicated circuits, so it goes from one bathroom to the next. So it should just be in one bathroom where a GFI circuit would be. And if it trips in a bathroom on the other end of the house, more than likely you just got to find that GFI that it's attached to and trip it or reset it. So
Yeah, or if you're walking through the house and you notice that a little light is on your outlet, like, hey, you've tripped it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
All right, electrical panel.
Here's your electrical panel. If you have that GFI like we talked about in the bathroom, and that trips, and if that doesn't work to reset that, more often than not, it's going to trip inside your panel box. And an indication is when you have a breaker that is flipped to the other side, or not necessarily flipped to the other side, but it kind of just hangs out between off and on. Sometimes there will be an orange strip that appears. If that orange strip is visible, that means it has tripped. So what you want to do is just take the breaker, go to the one side, flip it to the on position, and that should take care of your issues.
And most of the time they're labeled. Like this one is very neatly labeled.
Yeah, they are.
But they're not always.
No. So it's difficult to tell what has tripped besides looking at it and physically seeing what has tripped.
Does everybody know where their electrical panel is? Yeah? Okay, you're one step ahead.
I do.
You do. That's good. Real good. All right, moving on.
When they start leaking or have issues, there's a couple things that we can do. There's a flap inside here with a chain attached to it, and sometimes that chain just falls off. If your handle doesn't work, more than likely it's because the chain fell off. So reach down into the toilet.
Okay, now that's clean water, right?
Correct, yes. It's not going to be icky or be disgusting. So it's all fresh water.
Sometimes it's rusty
Yeah,
or whatever. There can be sediment that builds up in there,
right.
but it's still actually clean water.
Yeah, it is.
Just
So
wanted you guys
just
to
grab the chain when it falls
reminded.
off, and there's some holes in the back of this arm that you can just put it right into. And that should take care of your fixes it. Great. If you notice any leaks on your toilet, around the base, coming from underneath the toilet, they have these shut-off valves. Usually on the wall or on the floor. And this one here is just a quarter valve. So that shuts the water right off. Shut the water right off. Some of the older homes will have more an aggressive one that'll take many turns to turn it to get it to shut off. And those have a history of leaking once you turn them if they haven't been turned off in a while. So you could turn it and turn it and turn it until it turns off. And if you still notice a leak, then we have to go into the mechanical room and find the shut-off main to the house and mechanically do that. So,
What do you do if your toilet continuously runs?
boy, if it keeps running, this valve here likes to go bad. So this here, if it goes bad, they're a little bit more challenging to replace because it is hooked up to the main water supply, where a professional would be able to come in and replace that. But you still want to shut the water off if that's leaking.
Okay. What would you say you would do? Say your beautiful little angel of a child threw a toy or half a roll of toilet paper in your toilet and it clogged.
And you need to get it out, right?
Well,
Possibly. If you want to use your toilet, right?
what do we do?
So you could take a plunger and try plunging it through. The ceramic inside, the holes that go into the main are a good size, but stuff can get lodged in there. Take your plunger, try plunging it out. They make a couple different plastic snakes that you could try putting it in there and getting it to come out. Those two options usually take care of most obstructions. If you have really hard to reach ones, they might require a plumber to come in and use a big snake that would either go in here and go down farther into your main drains, or worst case scenario, we have to pull the toilet, and then take a snake and run it down there and take care of it that way. So
if you can't get it with a plunger or a snake, a simple snake, better probably to call a professional.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Anybody got experience with that? So then also, as far as like shutoffs, every sink should have a shutoff near it, right? So if you
Not necessarily
bathrooms,
but-
kitchen sinks usually will have that shutoff. So you can get away with a lot of times shutting off just that sink or that toilet or whatever without having to go to the main, right?
Correct.
Okay.
What do you do if your drain becomes slow?
A couple
Ladies
things.
with hair.
You can take Drano, or I think there's a product called like Green Monster. Both work really well. Put it down the drain. Let it sit for 20 minutes, half hour. Once it's sit for a while, then run hot water down the drain. And that should clear most clogs, soap clogs, hair clogs, stuff like that. If you got something that really doesn't work, they make a snake, and it has a bunch of like spikes, if you will. Come in, 2 feet long or something. You can just stick that down there, stick it into your drain, and then slowly pull it out. And that should take a lot of the hair and gunk that's stuck in there with the snake itself. It's kind of gross a little bit, but that's okay.
So that's especially if your drain assembly doesn't come apart
Correct.
well.
Correct. And then once you get that fixed, they make little caps, like a drain cap that would go over there to prevent hair and such from getting into the drain. A little bit preventative stuff. So you don't always have to reach for the Drano and snake.
How do you get the snake past the assembly?
Yeah, does it come out?
So this particular tub didn't
Yeah, they're supposed to
necessarily.
just screw right out. There's a cross pattern inside that drain, and usually you can like snake that thing into that hole and it'll come out. Ideally, it is nice to get that cap to come off.
Yes. Normally that drain assembly that pops up and closes. So if you turn it clockwise to close the drain, once you just continue counterclockwise, and the whole thing should pop right off.
Yep.
Twirl it for a while and see. No, but not every one comes off,
Right.
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So that could be problematic.
Let's take a big hammer.
Or not. Or not. He gets business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So next up, patio door, because these.
Or sometimes these can gum up with stuff, not function correctly, hop off the track, whatever it may be. If there's gunk buildup, the easiest way is just vacuum it out or remove it. If it's popped off the track, they have these little buttons down here that you can pull off. Pull off, pull out, and there's a little
Set screw. That's what I'm looking at.
We didn't quite get there in the video, but I put it in here because I had never noticed. The covers that they put on those things are really
Tough.
tough, but I've never noticed them.
Oh.
So I had no idea. So once you get the cap off, then what's inside that you can adjust?
Now there's a little set screw, and it adjusts the roller that the door glides on. So you can adjust it up and down, and you can physically see the patio door move up and down when you adjust it. So if it doesn't sit correctly against the jamb, you just go in and adjust whichever screw, because the one on the front will adjust the front, and the one in the back, obviously the back, you know, so kind of play between the two, whatever works best, so that it sits nicely against the door jamb.
Yeah, or if it drags really hard or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
That might be part of the problem. Okay, patio screens.
All right. The patio screen door. Most often than not, sometimes these guys like to pop off their track, and it just runs on this little 1/8-inch track here with grooves on both sides. And there's rollers underneath these doors. So what you want to do is lift up, and if it's falling off the track, lift up, put it into the track up here, and then the rollers on the bottom will fit into these grooves. Lift it up. If you can see there, there's a
I'm not a videographer.
And these here are all spring loaded. So,
oh yeah, there.
See that? So you can pick it up and just move it right on the track itself. And you should be back in business. There's one on the front and the back. So it's important to get both of those on the track. And there's adjustment screws on both sides if you need to adjust it left to right. And if your dog or kid decides to put their hand through the screen and you need to fix it, they sell screen repair or screens at your local hardware store or big box store. You pretty much just find the corner and pull out this gasket here. This gasket, and they make these fancy tools for putting that retainer back in. So get your new piece of screen, put it in there, and then take the gasket and take this tool and go around the screen and put it back into place. And that should fix your broken screen.
And all the instructions would be at the home improvement store with the kit and everything.
Yep.
You make it sound so easy.
It's not that easy.
I mean,
it's not that easy. My first one, you put this screen in, right? And then you put this gasket in, and then it's too tight. Like the frame just shrinks. So you don't want to like tighten it up too much. So just put the screen in there, put the gasket in there, and you'll be good. Don't overthink it.
But the tool, I'm assuming, makes it, I mean, when I saw
it's like
that.
a $7 tool.
Yeah.
It's like an episode of Fargo right here.
You still have to push really hard on that tool.
You do. Yep, you do.
You have to push really hard.
Yeah.
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 I've never had the pleasure, but, you know, my time's coming, I'm sure. Okay, so thermostat.
You have a newer house and you have a digital thermostat. Some things that you guys might not know is that there are batteries in the backs of these guys. Some of them have a little 9-volt battery in the back. Some of them have like a little disc battery. It looks like a dime or a nickel. These guys here have, I believe, AAAs. So there's a little tab in the back that you push down, and this actually lifts out, and it has a couple batteries in there. So just take those out, replace those.
So this would be the first thing that you would check if your heat isn't working.
Correct. And this could save you a lot of money and avoid a call to an HVAC guy. So you just want to replace those and then put them back into the slot, push it back into place, and away you go.
Okay, speaking of furnaces, we're going to jump into furnace and we're going to find that water main. Because we actually went to 2 different houses, kind of different ages of a house, kind of looking at some different mechanical systems, just so that hopefully you guys would see things that are maybe familiar, or at least get a better idea of what you're working with.
We are in the mechanical room, your furnace. It's important to change your air filter once a month or so. And this one here, there's a little flap here that you have to remove. It shows the airflow. And then on the air filter itself, pull it out here. It's always a tight space. It's important that you get the sizing correct. It'll say usually on the flap or on the side of the furnace somewhere the size that you need. This one here is a 16 by 20 by 1. And it shows that right there. what size it is. On here, it shows the way of the airflow, and you want to make sure that those arrows are pointing in the proper direction. You just take that and feed it back down. Make sure it fits all the way down. Put your cover back on.
And that'll keep your home cleaner,
Yep.
less dusty,
Less dusty,
but it also makes your furnace work.
more efficient, which is what we like.
Yes.
This house is equipped with in-floor heat, so hence all the plumbing running into the floor. And we're going to look for the water main in this particular house. Most water mains will come in through your basement floor. Older homes, not necessarily in the mechanical room, usually somewhere near an outside wall. And if you need to ever shut it off, there's a little lever down here that turns it off and on. The older homes, they might not be as nice or as easy to turn off. So if you can't turn it off with just a little bit of force, just hold on and have a professional look at that, because you don't want to turn something and all of a sudden have a major leak in your house.
And if you have city water,
Yep. City water, contact your city maintenance people and they'll be able to come out and shut the water off to your house. And then have a plumber come out and put a new shut-off valve in there, and you should be up and running.
The city can shut your water off. Most HVAC companies, they take a permanent marker or something.
Yeah, and they write the airflow, how it goes.
Yeah, so you can match it up. I made the mistake of putting in my filter wrong and immediately realizing it. And I was trying to replace the air filter while it was on. So then I was like fighting and it didn't want to come out.
Vacuum there.
There's a big vacuum there, and that was
Challenging.
Mm-hmm.
What's like the worst thing?
I don't know. Oh, that's a great question.
What's the worst thing that could happen?
Right? It's probably better to have it in than not.
Maybe it just doesn't work as well.
Correct. Yeah, there's got to be something with the filter, how the air goes through it, right? It's got to be something with
Well,
that.
most filters have like pre-filtered, it's like staged or whatever. So
Mhm. Yeah.
again,
something
I
to
would
it.
think it would just not filter as well. So if the baseboard heaters were from 1987, is it possible that they're just, the thermostat is bad on them? Because
Could be. It could be.
if it's not regulating right,
Yeah. Yeah.
the
yeah.
fan on the furnace, should you leave it on all the time?
It's okay to do that. Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, furnace heater number 2. Or furnace and water heater.
filter on this kind of furnace. It's saying a 20 by 25 by 4. You can definitely do that one. They make ones that are way skinnier. You can do that as well. A little cheaper option, but nonetheless, you just pull this out. And then this kind of fits in a little track. Again, there should be arrows. Yep, the arrows that show the airflow. You just kind of want to continue that airflow that way. Replace it. Put it back in its cage. They're not all like this. Most of them just have a flap that sits on the top that you just remove and you put in, or you push in from the side without the door. But this one is a little different. It doesn't make it bad. Just makes it different. And then here we got the hot water heater. If you ever need to drain it, there is a spigot down here with a slotted screw, if you will. What hooks up to this nice and easily is a garden hose. And just take a garden hose and feed it into a drain if you have one nearby, or feed it into a drain somewhere else in the basement if that is more convenient for you. And then you just want to drain it down. They say to do it like once a year, maybe, just to get rid of some of the stuff that floats around in there, and then rebuild it back up. And then you can turn it off and get rid of your hose and move on.
And if you ever saw it leaking, if there was water coming from it on the bottom, which is common,
Right.
you'd want to drain it, right?
Yes.
Before it gave out, and
Right.
because that's a common thing. They'll rust out on the bottom,
Yep.
and so they'll start leaking, and then all of a sudden they'll just
Right. And
dump it all.
if it's doing that, then you probably want to go to the water main and shut that off to prevent water from getting in here and filling up your system and just having this pour out. So get into your water main, shutting that off immediately would be your best bet.
The old,
I think her question is from the time it starts leaking to the time it goes.
oh,
Like, I think that kind of varies. If you notice water,
yeah, it's probably
you want to get to it.
right away. Yep.
Can you see the rust sometimes? Or is it
Mm,
really on the bottom?
Yeah, probably not. You'd have to get down pretty low to see it. More than likely, you won't be able to see it.
So any
Just be-
moisture around your water heater means there's a problem and you want to get to it.
Soon. Really soon.
Why would you drain it?
Yeah, and honestly, I've never drained ours. There's just sediment and stuff that lives at the bottom, just to get rid of all that stuff, right? My parents have a hot water heater, and it's 50 years old, and it's still producing hot water. And I've known water heaters, 6 years old, fail. It's just the times right now. Water heaters just don't last as long as they used to.
But it's a suggested maintenance
Yep.
thing, right? So it's kind of a universal suggested maintenance thing
Correct.
that most people don't do.
Yeah. Correct. Yep.
Okay. All right. We're going to look at another water main. This one was kind of interesting.
All right, here is 1950s water main, hidden inside of a basement bedroom closet. These older homes, they could be all over the place, but you want to look for them coming out of the floor, or really low to your basement floor, coming out of the foundation wall. But more than likely, they're going to come out of your floor. Here's a shut-off valve. If you have any issues with any plumbing in the house, just come here and you're going to want to turn that off all the way. Sometimes these don't work this well. And if that's the case and you're not able to turn the water off with this, sometimes they have a backup valve, and you just take this and shut that off and on, or shut it off and until the issue is fixed. And if you're not blessed with one of these guys and this is all you got, I would call up the city, whatever city you are in. They'll be able to come out, turn the water off at the street, and you could have either them or a professional come in and replace that valve for you.
Yeah. I think the water mains come in like more street side. So basement, street side. Yeah. Behind access panels, access doors, closets. Yeah, they're just in random spaces.
But they're not going to be like walled off.
No, that you
Or
can't get to
anything,
them. No,
like-
right. This one wasn't. The water heater was on one side of the house, and this was on the opposite side. So they were nowhere near close to each other.
Generally with newer homes, what do you say?
Yeah, they're in the mechanical rooms, usually the newer homes. Yep.
But it's good to know where it is. So hopefully you can go home and find it before there's an emergency, just so that you at least have an idea of, where to find it or what to do, before there's an emergency.
Mhm.
Okay, exterior water shutoffs.
Exterior shut-off valve for outside water spigot or faucet. Most outside faucets should have this. They just come with a valve, and you're just going to want to turn it off in the wintertime. And then as soon as the weather turns nice, springtime temperatures are above 50 degrees, then you're going to want to turn it back on so you have water outside. If you don't have one of those, they do make a styrofoam cover that goes on the outside, and that just protects it in the wintertime, keeps some of the cold water or cold air from freezing your line. So that is an option too if you don't have a shut-off valve.
Where you have an exterior water spigot, you want to shut that off every winter.
Mm-hmm. There should be a shut-off valve attached to it. We have a 100-year-old home, and they no longer turned. I'm not sure if they ever shut off. So I had a plumber come out and replace those and made sure that I had shut-off valves put on there so that I could turn them off.
If you walk around the exterior of your house, anywhere there's a water spigot, there should be inside a shut-off just like this. It would be right on the other side of the wall, right?
Correct. Yep.
There's lots of us that didn't know. That's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And so not all of them have it though.
Right.
Or it's not accessible.
Correct. And I went 2 years without doing anything on our house, and it was okay. I never had any leaks. So I don't think it's the end of the world, but they do make a foam cover that goes over it and attaches to the spigot itself, and those are pretty good. So
if you can't find a shutoff like this on the inside of your house, just putting one of those cover off is just a little bit protective from it freezing, because what happens when it freezes?
Water everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's bad.
Yes. Yeah. Everywhere. Okay. How many blondes does it take to change a light bulb? So when I was a single mom and I had fluorescent light bulbs in my basement, I didn't know anything about fluorescent light bulbs. I just knew that it was bad if you broke them. So I was like, I'm a capable adult. I am capable of changing a light bulb. Went down to the laundry room. I'm standing there underneath my light fixture, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm trying to twist it because I figured that's probably what it needed. Terrified that I was going to break it. And I literally cried because I felt so stupid having to call someone to help me change a light bulb. I mean, really. So, and that was the joke. I mean, blonde jokes were kind of the thing back then, and I'm blonde. So, had to include this in here. If you've never had the pleasure, you're welcome.
Fluorescent light bulbs. This guy has a shroud that was underneath it, and there's just a little flap that kind of holds this cover in place. To replace these bulbs, this guy here just has 2 slots that come down. Some of them, they just have 1 slot, and you just take this guy and spin it. But this particular fixture just has 2 slots here and 2 slots in the other end. So this one here just kind of comes right down, and the lights will go out just so you know, just to connect the circuit. And you just bring them both down, get the new one, put one in first, and then the other end, and connect the circuit. I'm going to put this shroud back on. This old stuff is pretty brittle, and stuff like this usually is not replaceable. Although you can replace the light fixture itself, some of these plastic pieces are not. The other fluorescent fixtures that most of us are used to is something like this, where actually you take the bulb and you spin it, and there is a single slot, and you're able to just pull it out like that. Same kind of bulb, just a different way of how it goes into the fixture. And they're slotted both top and bottom, or side to side, I should say. You just take it, click it in this place, give it a turn, and you're good to go. Now these here, I believe you're able to just turn either way, but just want to make sure you see a pin before you pull it out.
How hard is it to break a fluorescent light bulb?
Takes a little bit. Takes, yeah.
So it's an irrational fear, just so you know. It's
Yeah.
just one of my irrational fears. It's okay.
Right. And most recycling places take them. So just bring them to a recycling center.
But you do not want to let your kids use them as lightsabers.
Correct.
Okay.
Right. That'd be bad.
Just so we're clear. Good. Moving on. Water softeners. How many of you have a water softener? Okay. Good portion of you.
Typical water softener that you would see. Some of us do not have these. Some of us do. They do make salt for these guys. You can pick them up at most hardware stores, even at your gas stations. They might have some pallets in between the pumps and stuff. I'm just going to want to get salt for your softener based on your needs. I know they make different courses of salt, and you're going to want to put make
So
sure.
they make pellets and crystals.
Yep, correct.
How do you choose which? Read your manual,
Yep.
or
Yep.
maybe call a professional who deals with your particular unit.
Right, or Google something, see what fits your needs the best, and then buy some bags and fill it up. You never want it to get super low. Kind of want to keep
This one's empty.
yep, 2/3 full possibly. So based on your size, 4 bags, 6 bags, 8 bags, something like that, and just stay on top of it for regular maintenance and longevity.
So I actually got some answers.
Yeah.
So we just happen to have a walkthrough of our mechanicals from our HVAC crew. And one of the things that they were going through with us was our water softener. So I asked him a bunch of questions. He wasn't real keen on being recorded. Otherwise, I would have whipped my phone out. What he said was, based on our water test, is how you would want to program your softener. So if you have city water, I think you can call the city and they should be able to tell you roughly what the water is. Because like we had the hardness set way too high and we needed to just adjust that or whatever. He said that you always want to keep the softener full so that it can regenerate all the time. But he also said keep a broom handle nearby because you got to like in that tank, you want to stick a broom handle down there because sometimes the salt will, it hits the water and creates kind of a shelf. So then there's a big gap where, there's just salt sitting on top. So you want to be able to break that so that it's always regenerating. If you notice that your water softener is not using salt, that's probably the case. So you want to make sure that you're busting it down so that it's actually sinking to the bottom. What else did he say? Okay, so there's a doohickey thingamajigger on the right side of the screen. So there's something that you can take out and clean. If you have a manual, or you can Google it, that's a really easy way if your water softener is not regenerating regularly or it's not working properly. There's something you can clean, and he made it sound really easy. He made it sound like you could go on YouTube, you could take this thing out, you could clean it, you'd be good to go. So choosing your salt, you should look at your water test or whatever your water is, because you want to know if you have rust in your water or not, because rust additive is one of the things in softener salts. And just stick with the same thing. So whenever you lock in on a salt, stick with the same thing.
Correct.
In central Minnesota, Finken will come out and assess your water systems, your HVAC.
Yeah,
I'm guessing other water companies would come out and you can do testing. I don't know if it's free though. So call around. Like if you just want to kind of get ahead of this, or yeah, definitely look on your water softener, because whoever installed it would know the most about it. If the company, if it wasn't like a personal install or whatever. So that's good information too. So if there's a spark when you plug something
like it's
in.
never happened in that outlet before.
Sure.
Is that a big deal? Is it something you concerned about, or
Not usually. I've had a case where they bought a brand new vacuum and they were plugging it in and it would trip the circuit. And we couldn't figure out what was causing it. And we replaced the breaker, we replaced the outlet, and none of those fixed the problem. We had to turn the vacuum cleaner over to, we had to bring the vacuum cleaner back, and it was a bad part in the vacuum that was causing a spark. So that happens. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so see what the commonality is and see if it keeps happening.
Right. Usually a spark, it's not terrible. You grab a cord and plug it, or unplug it, and there's a spark there. Yeah.
So if you go to plug something in and it doesn't sit tight enough, it just falls out.
Yeah, usually the fixture is bad, the receptacle is bad. I mean, sometimes you can like press the two ends together just to get it. If you go to the panel and you know what outlet it is, you can shut the breaker off and then go replace it. Yeah, that's probably better.
Make sure you shut that off. Shut your panel off.
We do
before you
replace
that.
plugins live, but
for a first timer,
yeah,
Yeah.
you probably want to.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why I have no hair. It's been a couple times.